gonna lie, this music makes me really scared actually.
I mean, it's literally the 7th month for, in this month for the Chinese. So basically everything is about spooky, spook.
So we decided to choose this music.
Yep. But anyway, so hello guys, welcome to another episode of Sun4U Radio, where we are actually broadcasting from the Career Hub in Sunway University.
So if you're walking by, you can come and say hello to us. Do scan our QR code, which is nearby. The Sun Bear? Is it the Sun Bear? Yes, it is. We remotely recorded our segments online when we were hosting together, and now we're on campus doing it live.
Yeah. And the fact that our last episode together was talking about business.
Yeah.
Business.
Literally my Instagram story reminded me 1 year ago that we hosted a episode on business. Yeah.
Yeah, and look around campus now, everything is getting livelier.
Yeah.
So does the
definitely.
music.
No, the music is giving me chills and I'm really scared.
I mean, as we all know, it's basically the 7th month in the Chinese calendar. So it's actually a very scary month not scary, but more like
it's very spiritual, right?
Yeah, spiritual for the Chinese. So what we literally all do during this month is we don't stay out at night that late. But for more further details, we will dive in later, I guess.
Yeah, but let's go back to the comparing business 1 year ago, because since we did the business banter episode about a year ago. I remember a year ago when I was back on campus, 128, the little kopitiam cafe thing by the corner, it was closed. So sorry, it was closed, and then a few days ago we were walking by, both of us. I got so excited, I was pointing at the store, and we have to eat there, because it brings back so much memories from college.
Yeah, basically it got renovated.
I actually thought it was closed down,
Yeah, because of not much student going there. Instead they went to Rock Cafe. So literally I was very surprised also when I walked past there, because it's a whole new world.
Did you notice it before I did?
Because I came back last week.
Oh, it was open last week.
It was already open last week. So when I passed by, I actually already saw that it's it's a brand new thing.
I see.
Yeah,
okay.
but I haven't really ate there until both of us decided to have a meal there.
I see. You know what? So to all Sunway students who are tuning in, or anyone who's tuning in, if you're looking for something, I don't know, cheap to eat and good food, you can go head on over to 128 or Rock Cafe. These are the hot spots here around campus. Yeah.
So I guess for now we will just listen to some music first before we dive into our next segment.
More spooky music?
I think we can just switch to some light-hearted music first before going back to the spooky music again.
Alright.
for this month, most of the people might actually compare it to Halloween because you know that since the Hungry Ghost Month is kind of like a Chinese thing.
Yeah.
So Halloween is more like a Western thing, but it only lasted for 1 day.
Actually, okay, the Halloween origin dates back to like the ancient Celtic festival. So this particular day, like Halloween as we know in October 31st, right? This day was marked the end of summer and the harvest of the beginning of dark, cold winter. And it's the time of the year where it was often associated with human death. And the Celtics believe that on the night before the New Year, which is, I think, Halloween, the boundary between the worlds of the living and dead becomes blurred, which is kind of similar to Ghost Festival, actually.
Yeah. I mean, for us, it's like basically it's about spirit again. So that's why our title, our theme for today's episode is called Crossing Over, because it's basically like, you know, the line between both worlds basically became blurred. So if you just think of it as the spirit actually are having a vacation in the human world.
It's taking a summer vacation off.
Yeah, you can think of it like that. I mean, it's more of a spiritual thing.
Okay, yeah. Fair, because, okay, I'm not really well versed in the whole Hungry Ghost Festival, but I do hear stories from my, you know, the elderly in my family saying like, you know, there's do's and don'ts. Like, you cannot do this, you cannot do that in this particular day or month. Like,
basically like cannot hang shirts, cannot cut fingernails.
Really?
I mean, literally that's what people told us lah. Cannot, don't hang shirts at night during the Hungry Ghost Month.
I only know the whole like don't stay out so late.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to bring things back to your house.
Yeah. So there are things. I mean, from what I've heard before, basically there are things like don't hang shirts at night outdoor because you know how spirits are basically like how do I put this, like very air is like kind of air.
Is it like wind?
Yeah,
something related to wind and air.
Yeah, so basically like if you hang shirts outside, it might actually get stuck on the clothes.
But we have a lot of taboos.
Yeah,
a lot of myths.
Too many taboos that is actually you know, basically that was like spread to us from the, long time ago from our ancestors.
From our ancestors, right?
Yeah. But yeah, it's basically like a very scary month for us because like there are too many do's
and don'ts.
Yeah, it's just that I mean for me during this month.
Honestly, would you think that Halloween is scarier or the Hungry Ghost Festival is scarier to you?
For me, I confirm is
Hungry Ghost.
Hungry Ghost because
fair.
I mean first we live in Southeast Asia, which is already at the eastern part, and then we were actually brought up with this Hungry Ghost Festival compared to the Halloween.
Right.
And also I have no idea why, but Halloween sounds more like a fun festival.
Okay, true. Okay. There's a honk going on.
Yep.
Alright, yeah. Going back to what I was gonna say. I think Halloween we associate with like candies, jack-o'-lanterns, dressing up, right? They love dressing up in the Western culture, in this particular holiday, and even in like their the horror movies they come out with on Halloween, it's I wouldn't say like, not to say it's not scary. It is scary. I'm not a fan of horror movies.
Okay.
But have you heard of the series Halloween before? You know, okay. They've been like, they're still having movies coming out this year.
Yeah.
And because of the internet making jokes and memes out of the theme music of Halloween, I think everybody associates like Halloween as like a funny, fun event rather than scary.
Yeah, that's true. And also I think it's because like during Halloween people actually just dress up, and literally I think the main thing for us in Malaysia or the eastern area is that Halloween people dress up, go for candies, trick or treats.
That's our knowledge to it lah.
Yeah.
Because if you compare it to Hungry Ghost Festival, we do, because just to clarify, we are talking about the Chinese Hungry Ghost Festival because we realized that there's different ghost festival for each religion and race. So we just wanted to clarify that.
Yep.
I realized that we do like spiritual prayers and things like that beforehand,
Yeah.
right?
Basically, a lot of prayers will be going on, but I think we can get to that later.
Yeah.
So for now, I guess we can just literally just listen to more music first.
Do we want to play spooky music?
Sure, if everybody don't mind.
Okay.
So we'll see you guys in a minute. Few minutes. And
Sorry.
we're back.
I just had to do that. I am so sorry.
Yep. We can see that from the comment that a lot of people actually talking about
Halloween.
Yep, Michael Myers.
Halloween icons.
Yep.
We have Michael Myers, we have Freddy Krueger.
I think it's Those are Western
Yeah.
icon that's actually born from
I mean,
movies.
yeah, movies, films.
But the inspiration of the films actually came from real life sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
So, for example, you know how there are like a lot of urban legends
Uh-huh.
and also mythology
Yes.
in the Chinese
Chinese,
culture.
yes.
For example, in Chinese culture, there's like this thing called the 18th floor of hell.
Ooh, do tell
Okay,
more.
so if you guys have ever visited a temple before, there are some temple. I mean, basically the one that I know, for example, is like, you know, before you get to Genting,
Right.
there's like a temple in the
We
middle.
went there before.
Yeah, we went there before.
And I was scared. I think I was scared to walk through the.
Yeah, the 18th floor of
Yeah.
hell. Basically, there are like figures showing the 18th floor of hell.
Mhm.
So what the 18th floor of hell is basically you know how people in when they are literally alive, they might commit sins.
Mhm.
So commit the wrongdoing, commit sins. So it's like a sort of punishment for people that actually do bad things. They will be sent to a different floor of hell.
It's worse than the Western culture. I think Western is like okay, not the seven.
Yeah,
But
seventh deadly sin
it's
is
different.
I think for Western it's more like just hell. You know, there's like the hell after they are.
Okay, but 18 floors of hell sounds way scarier than that.
Yeah, basically, each floors
Mhm.
have a different kind of punishment, depending on the sin that you or crime that you have committed when you're alive.
Like how serious the
The
sin
crime
or
is,
crime is, right?
or basically what kind of crime you committed. For example, the first floor of hell is called. I'm gonna speak Chinese. It's called 拔舌地狱. If I'm going to translate it, it's basically like blood tongue
Telling lies? Is that
Yeah,
it?
basically
Telling lies?
crimes that is related to your
Lies.
mouth, lies.
All right, like something verbal.
Yeah, you'll be getting your punishment at that floor.
Do you? I think I've heard of this before. Do you get your tongue like cut out or
Basically,
something
they will
like that?
pull your tongue until very long,
Oh,
and then they will just cut it.
okay.
And the thing is, after it got cut off, it doesn't end there. Your tongue will grow back, so you have to
But
actually.
it keeps happening
yeah,
over and over again, like a torture.
Yep, that
Oh.
is the concept of hell, the 18th floor of hell in Chinese mythology. So beside the 拔舌地狱, which is the tongue plucking floor, there are like I think one of it is the 油锅, which is like the oil wok. So what happened was you will literally be thrown into a very hot wok filled with oil. So it's just sort of like you are getting deep fried. So it's like different kind of punishment and tortures for the crimes that you committed.
I'm definitely not eating anything deep fried today. Now that you said,
I mean,
I'm
you-
getting chills listening to what you're.
yeah, basically, I think the main reason that we were thought about this is because that you know, we actually have to do good things, do good deeds, and also not do any bad things.
As a man, 有心有好报, in a way.
I mean, the Mandarin saying is using 有好报 and also like something like what 半夜 how does it go, like 不怕鬼敲门 something like that.
Okay.
只要不做错事，半夜不怕鬼敲
Basically,
门。
if you have done nothing wrong, there's nothing to be scared of,
Yeah.
right? Okay.
So it's like one of the things that actually engraved in my mind about the Chinese Ghost Festival is this, the 18th floor of hell. And also, in case you are wondering how does people actually get distributed to different floor, before you actually get sent into the floor, you will actually go through the god of hell in Chinese culture. It's called Yan Luo Wang. So you know, like in Chinese culture, there's actually this god that always take a book. We call it 生死簿,
Okay.
which is like the book of life and death lah.
Uh-huh.
So you just think of it like you're going to a court.
Okay.
Okay.
There's a jury. He's like the jury or something, a judge.
Yeah, like the judge.
Mhm.
So he will actually look at the 生死簿, and he will actually try and see, basically your life thing lah. Like what have you done, what have you not done,
Uh-huh.
and then if your basically the bad things that you have done is more compared to the good things that you have done,
Mhm.
you'll be sent to the hell to receive punishments.
I'm just taking time to process what you just said. That is terrifying.
I mean, if you need time, we can always take a break and then come back later.
Yeah, I mean, we can keep going if we want to. Because you know how like what was it? It's the 7th month, right?
Yep.
In the Chinese calendar, and before it actually happens, like the day before, prior, like I remember one of my family members told me not to stay out too late.
Yep.
Because you don't want to bring things back home with you, right?
Avoid things like
So I'm about to tell you a story, yeah. So basically what happened, because I think it was Thursday, right? Thursday or Friday?
I think it was.
I think the 15th of... Okay, so basically it falls on the 7th month on the 15th day, right?
Yes,
The
in
15th
Chinese
day,
calendar.
yeah, in Chinese calendar, the lunar calendar. So it happened on
August 12th.
August 12th, which was a
12
Friday, but the 11th was the eve, right? Technically, it's the eve lah.
Yep.
So I was working outdoors from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. And it was quite funny because, like, you know, the area that I'm working in, it's usually a lot of people, right? But past 8 p.m., the crowd was so different. Like, there's literally no people. And I was like, what day is it today, right? Then a friend texted me saying that she's rushing home now because just in case anything happens. And I was just like, what's gonna happen? She's like, it's the eve of the Hungry Ghost Festival. And I was like, oh. And I'm like, but I work till 10 p.m. so what am I gonna do? I can't run.
Because you told me you were working on that 3 days, starting from August 12th, which is like the day of the Hungry Ghost Festival.
Yeah.
Then I was like thinking, wait, your working time would be 10 to 10. Then by the time you actually close everything, it will already be 11.
Yeah, by the time I reach home, it's almost like 12 a.m. in the morning.
Which is...
It's not safe for me, is it?
Okay, yeah, it's not safe.
So, it didn't happen at night. Okay, I've been keeping this story from Damien for like a couple of days because I wanted to see his reaction. But what happened was on the day of the 15th.
Yep.
It was the afternoon. And what happened was I was serving a customer and there's a big gap between my that I was working in and the lady next to me.
Okay.
So it was a really big gap. The person has to stand really close to me to be able to grab.
Okay.
Okay. And what happened was I was serving this customer and then I thought I dropped something because I felt a tug on my shoulder like that.
Okay.
I'm literally doing it to Damien right now.
Okay.
And I thought it was the lady next door telling me that I dropped something.
Huh?
I turned around, she was not even there. She was just seated on her chair and it's like very far from me. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna pretend I did not feel that. I'm just gonna go on with my day and just do whatever I need, which was work.
Hey, that is very scary because you know
and it's in daylight, okay, not nighttime.
Yeah, that is actually very scary because from what I've known and also from what I've heard, you know that there's actually like 3 torch on the human body, the head and the shoulders, each of the shoulders. So basically, when a person is having a very good energy, 3 of your torches would be actually light up. So the moment that someone, you know, there's a saying that don't actually press someone's shoulder from the back gun.
Yeah.
That's basically because that if you touch it, the torch will actually be extinguished.
So what does that mean now?
So you think of it like a barrier, like basically like a barrier lah. So let's say if one of your barrier got extinguished, it means that the power of the barrier will actually decrease.
Oh.
I mean, this is just from sayings that we've heard.
I mean, it's just like something that I can listen to, but no, that was the first time experiencing something.
That is very scary, to be honest.
That's the thing, right? I thought I was like trying to keep it in. I thought I definitely thought that because it's outdoors, so I thought maybe insects or something, right? But the more I thought about it, like no insect or something living can grab me that hard. It was a really hard tug on my shoulder. And then as soon as I turned, nobody was behind me.
Okay.
Like nobody was around me, so I was like, oh, okay. I'll just keep this to myself and I'll just like keep quiet about it.
Okay. That is very scary.
Yeah, imagine daylight, broad daylight.
Because I think for me, it's like, I mean, even though I'm staying at home most of the time
Mm-hmm.
alone, the scariest thing is that your mind will actually started to think about these kind of things during the 7 month.
Yeah.
Literally, just a little bit of sound will actually make you sensitive to everything. Basically, you'll be like, wait, is someone there? Is someone there?
I know something about like do not whistle at night.
Yeah, do
because
not
you will
whistle at night.
attract like
Do not
the
sing at night.
spirits.
Do not whistle at night.
Sing also.
Sing.
I
And
only knew about whistle.
I mean, don't sing outdoor. I think in the I mean, I don't know lah. For me, I just stay at home because I don't want to touch
Okay,
anything.
fair. I know cutting nails is a big thing
I did cut my nails because it was
because
too long.
apparently it attracts. Is
Uh,
it something like attraction?
I think the first saying is that cutting nails would actually decrease your lifespan. Second one is some ghosts actually eat nails, so it will actually attract. I think the Malay ghost, which is a Pontianak, or
Mhm.
some other kind of ghost
Yeah.
actually would eat that. So it's basically like a food for them.
Huh. Okay.
Different sayings.
Well, if you guys want to know more about the do's and don'ts during the Hungry Ghost Festival season, head on over to our Instagram, Sun4U_radio, because our social media team has came out with a infographic post about the do's and don'ts of the Ghost Festival.
Yep.
So it could be helpful to you. It could helpful to your friends. Spread it around, share it, like it, comment, anything.
But again, this is more like the traditional thing that was passed out to us through
Tradition,
generations.
yeah.
It's a tradition.
So it's interesting for us to share to you guys who have no knowledge in this, area of Hungry
Yup.
Ghost Festival.
because different culture has actually
yeah.
their different kind of views depend about the ghost thing, I guess, supernatural thing.
Yeah.
So this is more of a Chinese culture. So we are just actually just passing out information to you guys so you guys have
On
an
how
idea.
we see it.
Yep. And why Chinese don't really go out during this month.
Oh, wait, okay, speaking of which, because speaking of 7th month, my house nearby, because I live in SS.
Yeah.
And then the opposite, there's like a whole like SS2 hub, right?
Yeah.
So they usually, I remember before the pandemic, they have like this whole like, during the 7th month, and they actually have like, they play music very, I don't know.
What kind of music?
So cool. At first I thought, because it happened this few days prior
Festival.
the festival,
Yep.
but I wasn't sure whether it was related to that lah. Because apparently my parents told me that they area for like playground,
Yep.
things like that, set up in opposite like around my area. So I wasn't sure whether the music was coming from there. At first we thought like my parents and I thought like there was a new club or new bar nearby because we could feel the vibration happening,
Yeah.
So I was like, that couldn't be it, because me and my dad, we actually thought about that. Like maybe there's a possibility there's a new establishment around, right?
Yep.
But my mom told me that it might be them playing music just to kind of like
Hype them up for
Hype-
season.
hype the ghost.
I mean, tradition have to
I
follow the
mean-
trends.
What is the purpose? But I'm not sure. I think I have to look more into it. Then only I can share it to you guys. But it has been happening. Basically, there's this tent set up nearby my area, lah. And there's like prayers and things like that.
I think we
Just
can.
just for the 7th month.
I think we can talk about the prayers thing later because
of
I
course.
actually went to temple for praying. So I can just actually tell you guys about my journey and experience there.
That'll
So-
be nice.
Yeah, I think for now we can just listen to more music.
Okay, no spooky music.
Okay,
I
no
think
problem.
after the story, right? I think some of y'all are quite spooked out. So maybe we'll play something lighthearted,
No problem. So
something
let's.
jazzy.
Yep.
spooky music?
I'm trying to.
You know, the playlist progressively does not get scarier.
Yeah.
It gets more intense, like pirate music. Like Pirates of the Caribbean kind of music. It's not horror.
Okay, let us try to find some
spookier music.
Okay, this is scarier. Okay, so just now, I think Chloe was talking about how she got grabbed at the shoulder. So did you like actually? Because I heard the saying again, a saying that if you feel that some entity actually, just grab you from the shoulder or anywhere of your body part, you actually can see bruises. For example, like there's the water ghost, 水鬼 water ghost. Basically, they are spirits that actually die from drowning inside water and they cannot be reincarnated.
Right.
So what they do is they lurk inside the water, and they will actually try to find what we call 替身, basically someone who can replace them during their, basically just replace them to.
Is that how I get what you mean, but like, is that how when your energy is low and things like that, and that's how this kind of spirits kind of like latch onto you because your energy is low.
Yeah.
Okay, I did not get any bruise.
Okay.
So I think is that a good sign? Bad sign? Good
I
sign?
have no idea.
Good sign? Bad sign? Who knows?
Yep.
Still got grabbed anyways.
Okay.
Okay, but this is not related to Hungry Ghost Festival, but I did experience at one point when I was traveling for work, and what happened was I did not feel anything, like nothing. I did not do any heavy physical activities and things like that. I did not get grabbed. I couldn't feel anything, but I had random bruises on my arm.
Okay.
But I did not acknowledge it until I went back home.
Okay.
And then my mom told me that it might be
Something
spirits that
trying to
decided to give me bruises out of nowhere.
Okay. Sorry, the music is getting creepier as we go.
And the story is getting creepier as we go, because when I was there, a lot of things happened.
Okay.
Would you like to know, or do we want to keep it for later, or do we want to tell the story now?
I mean, we can just tell the story now.
Okay, since we're here, it's getting creepier by the second. All right. So when I was traveling for work, it's basically a secluded, private resort, right? And what happened was, obviously, 2 years MCO lockdown, there wasn't anyone there. It was only the people who ran it.
Yep.
So over time, there might be, an attraction to spirits and things like that. So what happened was we were there for a shoot. And the whole crew, it was about 40 of us, 50 of us.
Okay.
The whole team. So we went up to Kelantan, and then first few days, it was, for me, I knew something was happening, but I did not acknowledge it because I feel like if you acknowledge it, it might happen even more.
Yes,
right?
I understand what you mean.
But I heard stories from the crew member, like where this one time, basically, our shoot starts at like 6 p.m. It ends really late, like the next day 5 a.m., 6 a.m., or even like sometimes 3 or 4, depending on how much we have to shoot. So what happened was, one of the crew members was walking back to his place to use the toilet, and he heard footsteps behind him.
Okay.
But he turned around thinking that it was another crew member. There was no one behind him. And he was really, really far away from where the site was on, like the set. So he ran for his life. He ran. He was running so fast back to his room. And okay, it gets creepier.
Okay.
So we were staying at so there's different areas in the resort.
Okay.
And this particular section in the resort, it's for the actors and actresses and things like that. So the producer was sharing a room with one of the actresses, and the balcony. So basically, when you open the windows, it's literally towards the beach, and there's no steps down.
Yes.
There's no railing. Nobody can stand there. So basically, when you just open the window, you're just like 6 or 10 feet high up. Nobody can climb up because there's no stairs.
Yep.
And apparently they saw a handprint through the window, and it's a kid's handprint. I know, I'm so sorry to like load this information on you, but I just had to share the story. But basically, they saw that, And then they were like, no, we have to change room. They switched room immediately the next day.
Yeah, because usually when we enter a new hotel room, what we usually do before we enter is we knock the door.
Yeah.
Or we just ring the doorbell.
Another thing is when you move into new houses, new places, you put salt like in the corner and like different corners of the house. I don't know, to absorb the bad energy or things like that.
I think for me, because usually in a Chinese household, we usually have the god, which we will actually invite them into the house to protect us. That is one of a Chinese culture to actually, to protect us from spirit, entity, and also to basically benefit us in our health, wealth, and prosperity lah.
Right.
So it's basically, hotel room is creepier. I don't know why, because like most of the...
Because, you don't know the people who actually went there, because people come and go. That kind of thing, right? And we don't know, whether they've brought... Because spirits can be attached to other people as well.
Or things.
So maybe they brought them in, who knows, right? That kind of thing.
Yeah, because I know that there are some people who can actually see these kind of things.
Going back to the knocking on the door thing, I did not know that until I forgot about that for a split second when I was going to the resort, because we were switching rooms and then the girl knocked on the door before opening. And I was like, oh, why is she doing that? Then I realized like I forgot. It's been a while,
to stay in a hotel.
It's been a while to stay in somewhere else other than your own house.
Yeah, that's true.
So I did not know about the whole like knocking before entering thing.
There's the knocking before entering, and then flush the toilet after you enter.
There's such thing?
I mean, there's just a lot of saying that I actually read on the internet.
I don't know.
Yeah, and also the room, how the hotel room has corridors, and basically the last room is basically the room with the most yin energy. So what I'm saying here, the yin energy is basically like, how in Chinese culture there's the yin and yang.
Yeah.
So the yin is basically more feminine, more dark, and the yang is the opposite. So it looks like a cookie, a black and white cookie.
Black and white cookie with a dot in the middle.
Yeah, so it basically means balance. Opposing power, but it creates a balance lah.
I see.
So usually the saying is that we try to keep it balanced. So the room usually at the last, basically the end of the corridor usually has more yin energy because because the sunlight couldn't actually, there's no sunlight going into the room.
Okay, the more I know, the more we know, right?
The more scary it gets.
The more scary it gets after I just told you scary, spooky stories.
Okay.
About what happened.
Okay.
Okay.
Then shall we just listen to some music first,
or do we wanna continue? I think we can continue.
We can continue
On what we wanna talk about.
I think one thing is that because we were actually looking at the comment. So one of the comment asked, when is this non-cutting nails or sing outdoor thing happening?
It's already happening. So
I have bad news for you.
I have bad news for you. For real. It's already happening. It happened on last Friday, right?
Last Friday, yeah.
So just
basically I think the beginning of this month is actually happening.
Either way, there's a do's and don'ts infographic on our Instagram page at Sun4U_radio. So do go check it out. Do follow us on Instagram because we will be announcing some recruitment really soon.
Very soon.
We would like new voices to be a part of this student-led, radio-led broadcasting club, and we would like to hear from you.
Yes, we will actually post the information
real soon.
Yeah, real soon. So please
head on over
us.
to our Instagram.
And please subscribe to our YouTube channel where we'll
stream every Wednesday from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m.
Yep. So let's listen to some music.
If you're walking by career hub right now, you can see me vibing to spooky music. It's kind of weird.
Basically, what you do is you first donate some money into a box. So there's no amount that you have to donate.
Is it like the 抽签 kind of thing?
Before 抽签 is draw luck kan. Before that, we actually burn incense first to seek for prosperity, wealth, and health.
Right.
So what happened was we just drop some money, donate some money into the box first, and then we just take the incense. So there will be people in charge over there that actually tell us how to do. So what I did was I just basically burn the incense and then I just pray to, because you know how in Chinese culture they are like deities, the rain deities, then the deities of the land.
Right.
Basically, it's kind of like animism. So basically, they are like spirit and entity in everything, every object. So we just pray that, because for Chinese culture, Tian Shen, which is the god of sky, and also there are like Tuti Gong, basically a lot of gods.
There's a lot of gods, yeah.
Yep. So what we did was we pray, and afterward, if we have any problems or questions that we have in our mind troubling us, there's actually a very cute thing. It's called 抽签. Basically, what you do is you draw
something.
It's like 幸福糖.
I was gonna say it's just like 幸福糖. So, for those who are listening, 幸福糖 is a boba place.
Yep.
And one section of their boba shop, they actually have like a place where you can take. It's like numbers basically on the stick.
Yeah.
And then you pick one, and then you can take one of the cards, and then it says like, it gives you like either positive message or
or negative
like
message lah. So
like maybe like watch out, or like you're gonna have a lot of luck. It's something like horoscope in a way, you know?
Yeah, I can say that. It's like I mean it's kind of like comforting in a way lah, when you know that you have solutions.
You need a reassurance from something other than yourself.
Yep. So I mean, from the past, there are actually a lot of ways to actually draw. So if it's like, because you have two half moon shape thing, if it's literally the positive side, means that it's a yes. If the negative side is a no.
No.
If it's like one positive, one negative, then you have to redraw that again.
I see.
So you have to do it 3 times.
You know what? If other people like who don't understand this, they might find it skeptical in a way.
Yeah, it's kind of like Ouija board.
Okay, well, it's just like anything else, right? It's just like horoscopes. It's just like all these spiritual stuff.
Yeah.
You want to believe it, whether you want to believe it or not, it's up to you, right? You have a choice.
Yep.
But of course, it's better to look out sometimes.
Yep. So I mean, it's like more of a culture thing that actually passed out to us since we saw that the people before us did that. So sometimes we will actually get influenced with this. So we have this kind of thinking also lah. So that's how we do it lah. I mean, oops, there's a big honk.
Honk honk.
Anyway, another thing that you might notice during this month of the festival is that there are like, as Chloe said just now, there might be like tents outside a big field where there are candles. So during that time there will be monks that pray. So what happened during that time is that the monk would be actually act as a guiding light when reciting a prayer. So guiding light will actually be guiding the spirits back to the gate of hell. Yep. Because every feast has to come to an end. So that's why the monk will be there doing the prayers. And you can see other people actually would do that also. Right. To basically lead them to the afterlife, I guess, to reincarnate.
I mean, basically to clarify, like the 7th month, the gates open. And like Damien said, the title of our episode today, Crossing Over, so like the spirits will cross over to the real world, and by the end of it, with all these prayers, they basically lead them back to the afterlife.
Yeah, basically.
In a way to find peace?
It's more like a vacation again, I would say.
Vacation is the key word, guys.
Yeah, but again, this is more about the spirit world, which we have not much insight.
I mean, from experience, we don't have much insight. Like, this is to the furthest extent that we know, like personally, from our own lives.
Yeah, so this is what we can share to you lah, the things that we actually know. So, that's pretty much about it. There are like a lot of different kind of rules that we actually heard, and also like different kind of taboos. But if you want to be safe, really safe, just stay at home.
That's the best
That's
advice.
the best advice we can
Just
give.
stay at home. Don't go out so late. This 7th month in the lunar calendar. Like I said previously, there is a do's and don'ts infographic on our Instagram page at Sun4U_radio that you can check it out, and do follow us because we will be posting a lot of updates soon.
Yep.
We will be opening recruitment for new hosts, so you can be hosting like us. You can
Talk
be
about
the
different
voice.
kind of things.
Not different kind of things, but share your stories. Be the voice of this new Sun4U radio. Yeah.
So, shall we just do the conclusion now?
Let's just conclude it.
Can. So, a teaching that I was taught since I was young. My mom, how parents always taught us when we are literally in our youth. So, she told me the first thing, 不要乱讲话, don't simply say things. Because you don't know what you will actually attract.
True.
Second thing, if you did not do anything wrong, then you shouldn't be
Should be
afraid.
scared. Yeah.
So these are the 2 things that I can tell you guys. What about you?
For me, it's probably the same thing. Just if you feel like you have done nothing wrong, there's nothing to be scared of. And like I said earlier in this Mandarin saying, 有心有好报.
Yep.
If you do good things, you will receive good deeds as well, things as well. But that does not apply all the time, right? Because it's like, it's reciprocation as well. That's another thing that we can talk about in the next segment. You can do good things like for people, but you don't expect it back. Sometimes.
For me, it's more like I just do good things. I don't expect them to pay me back. But if I
true.
notice that I am not getting the respect that I deserve after all the things that I've done for you, then I will stop paying. Again, like the yin and yang concept, balance.
Yeah. So anyway, stay safe. Don't stay up too late at night.
Yep.
Treat everyone with respect, including the spirits.
Yep.
And do catch us next week again from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m.
Yep.
Here on YouTube Live. And thank you guys for tuning in this episode.
Crossing over.
Crossing over.
Every ghost month.